Good morning, students. How are you? Are you preparing your question answers? If the homework is given, go through this page. So you should. You should. Homework is very meaningful. Yesterday I left the story The Enemy on the point when Dr. Sadao was called by a constable to the palace. Sadao went there and he was sure in his mind that today he would narrate the whole incident to the general. Sadao went along with the messenger to visit the general. Here we left the story. There, Sadao narrated the entire story to the general. The general, who was very weak, said that he understood Sadao's position because he had also studied in America at the Princeton University, but there were only a few Japanese who had studied in America. Sadao replied to the general that he did not care for the American man, but as he had operated upon him successfully, the general interrupted him and said, Yes. He felt that Sadao was a necessary part of his life. As Sadao had been successful at operating on the man, the general felt that Sadao was very skillful. He was skilled. The general asked that did Sadao think that the general had any chance of surviving another heart attack as the one he had that day. Sadao replied that in his opinion, the general could not survive more than one such heart attack. The general said that then in that case he could not allow anything to happen to Sadao. He wanted to say that he needed Sadao and so he would protect him. The general's long, weak, yellowish face became expressionless because he was thinking about Sadao being arrested. He became serious, closed his eyes at the thought of Sadao being arrested and said that Sadao could not be arrested. Further, he added that if Sadao was sentenced to death, if he was given a punishment of death penalty and he needed an operation the next day, then who would operate upon him? So the general wanted to say that he needed Sadao and so he would protect him and he would not let anything happen to him. Students, be careful. I am teaching each and every word of the chapter. Sadao suggested to the general that there were many other surgeons in Japan. The general replied that he did not trust anyone else other than Dr. Sadao. He added that the best surgeons had been trained by the Germans and for them the operation would be successful even if the general even if the general died. Then the general added that the Japanese could not combine the harsh nature of the Germans with the emotional nature of Americans. So the general wanted to say that they did not have such persons who could combine the strong nature, the harsh nature of a German and the sentimental nature of an American. He said that if they would have been able to do that, then Dr. Sadao could be harsh and could turn the prisoner to the Japanese and at the same time be emotional and not murder the general during the operation. With this, the general laughed. The writer says that the general had a strange sense of humor. He was very witty. Then he asked Sadao that being Japanese could he not combine these two foreign elements. So the foreign elements to which the general is referring is the harsh nature of German and the emotional nature of an American. Sadao smiled at the general's question and said that he was not sure about that, but for his betterment he will try his best. The general shook his head and he said that he should not be the trial case. Suddenly, the general felt weak and emotional as he was reminded of the problems he had faced throughout his life while fulfilling his duties and responsibilities in various wars won by Japan. The general was irritated and said that the happening of the injured man reaching his house was an unfortunate one, and Sadao agreed to that. The general said that the best solution was to kill the man quietly. He added that he would not be killed by Dr. Sadao but by some unknown person. So then he suggested he would send his personal assassinators, personal murderers tonight or any other night, and Sadao would not come to know about anything, and the things and the matter will be solved. As the weather was warm those days, he asked Dr. Sadao to keep the door of outer partition of that man's room open. And as it opened into the garden, it would give easy access to the killers while the man was asleep. The assassinators will come and kill him. Sadao agreed that idea, and it seemed very natural to him also. He added that they did leave the door of the outer partition open at night. The general was over with the talk, and so he yawned to show disinterest. He showed that doctor should leave now. He added that was a good thing. He commented that the killers were very expert. They did not make any noise and killed the person in such a way that he bled inside. There would be no traces of blood on his body, and he would even ask them to remove the dead body if Sadao wanted. Sadao thought over it for a while and about his wife Hana and said that that would be a very good idea. Sadao went back home, and on the way he was thinking of the plan that he had made along with the general. He thought that in this way he would not be involved in the death of that American, and he planned that he would not tell Hana anything about this plan. And Hana would not like the idea of the hired killers coming to their house, but such persons were essential in a place like Japan. It was the only way for the rulers to deal with their opponents. Sadao did not let any thought enter his mind as he went into the room where the American was sleeping. He was surprised to see that the man was out of his bed and he was getting ready to go out into the garden. Sadao was shocked as he asked him who had permitted him to stand and walk. And Tom was happy and said that he was not in the habit of taking permission before doing anything. He said that he felt very good that day, and his muscle, but soon he realized that he had spoken in a wrong way to the doctor, so he changed the subject. He said the muscle on the side of his body were stiff and rigid. Sadao was surprised to hear that. He forgot all other work and said that he had warned the man not to stand and walk. I have asked you not to stand and not to go anywhere. He lifted the man's shirt and examined the scar. He said that massage could heal it if it would not be healed by exercise. The man said that the scar would not trouble him. His young bearded face was weak. He thanked Sadao and said that if he had not reached Sadao that day, then what happened? He would have died. Tom added that he was sure of that, as he held the chair tightly with his thin hands. And what happened? The knuckles, these joints are called knuckles, they turned white in color, and this indicated that he was still very weak and had not recovered fully. Tom added that if all the Japanese people would have been like Sadao, then the war would not have happened. Sadao said that maybe. He added that the man should go to sleep now. He helped the man to lay in the bed, bowed to him, said good night, and left. Sadao was restless all through the night as he felt that the hired killers were there to kill the man. He imagined hearing the sound of some footsteps, some branches being broken, stones moving as men walked on them, and imagined he heard such a noise which indicated that some men were carrying the American's dead body. All this anxiety kept him awake. In the morning, Sadao made an excuse to go into the American man's room first. He had planned that if the man was gone, then he would tell Hana that the general had ordered him to be removed from there. When he opened the door, he saw the man who had lots of yellowish colored hair was asleep peacefully. He could hear the sound of his breathing. Sadao closed the door of the room. Sadao said to Hannah that the man was asleep, and he added that now he was well and did not need to sleep like that. Hannah again asked Sadao what should they do with the man. Sadao shook his head and promised her that he would decide it within a day or two. Sadao thought that perhaps the killers would come the next night. The night was windy, and he heard the sound made by the branches as they bent due to the wind, and partitions made big sound as the wind passed through them. Hannah woke and asked that they should close the parting doors of the man's room, but Sadao refused and said that the man was capable to do that himself. The next morning, the American was still there in the room. No killer came, and then Sadao was hopeful that the third night might be the night when the killers would come. Now, and today, what happened? Instead of wind, there was rain that night. The garden was full of noises as the water was dripping down the roof. And Sadao slept a little and jumped as he heard a loud sound. A big sound he heard, and he got up. Hannah heard the loud crash and asked what it was. The baby also woke up and started crying. Hannah wanted to go and check it out, but Sadao stopped her. And Hannah screamed at him, shouted at him, and asked what the matter was. Sadao spoke slowly and asked her not to go. And he was scared, and his scare affected Hannah too. She stood without breathing and waited. But there was silence. Then both of them crawled back into the bed along with their baby. In the morning, Sadao went into the guest room and saw the man was there. He had not gone, he had not been killed. He was happy and had taken his bath today. And after bathing, he was moving here and there. He had borrowed a razor from Sadao day ago, and he had shaved his beard, and the color of the cheek was slightly pinkish, which indicated that he was recovering now and regaining the good health. The man announced happily that he was well. Sadao wrapped his traditional Japanese gown around his tired body. Today he was very much tensed, very fed up, and he was tired because the curiosity had kept him awake. What curiosity? Curiosity of coming of killers. And he had not slept well for the last 2-3 nights. He decided that he could not pass one more night in such a way, in big tension. He was not bothered about the man's life, but he could not bear the stress and anxiety any longer. So what he did, Sadao said to the man that he was well now. He lowered his voice and said that he was strong enough to sail a boat. If he would arrange a boat and stock it with food and extra clothing, the man would be able to row it to the nearby island. As the island was so near to the coast that it was not fenced, no wall had been built there, and nobody lived there. And because these islands submerged in water in storm, but nowadays it was not a stormy weather, and he suggested him that he could live on that island until he got a lift in a Korean fishing boat, and every boat passed that island because sea was very deep there. The young man looked at Sadao as he understood his words. He asked that was it necessary for him to do. Sadao requested that he must understand that the fact the man was living here, it was not unknown to others now, because the servants had left the house and they knew that American was living there. The young man agreed to it. Okay, he moved his head to indicate his acceptance.